Hi Year 2. So today we're going to be looking at another suffix. We're going to be looking at the ness suffix and how we can use the ness suffix to form nouns. I'm going to read you some words now and I want you to tell me what type of words they are. So the words are happy, sad, forgetful, bright, sick, ill, clever and greedy. What type of words do you think they are? Shout your answer out now. They are all adjectives. Well done if you got that right. So we know that adjective describes something or someone. What we want you to do now is think of an appropriate adjective to describe the pictures below. We'll go through each picture in turn. So have a look at the first picture. What adjective would you use to describe the person in that picture? Shout your answer out now. So the person in this picture is sleepy. Did you get that answer or did you get another answer that was similar? Well done if you did. Let's look at the next picture. This man looks like he's got lots of gold coins in his hand. How would you describe the man in this picture? Shout your answer out. So I would describe this character as greedy because he looks like he's trying to run away with lots of gold coins in his hand. Look at the next picture. How would you describe the boy in the picture? Shout your answers out now. So I would describe this boy as being helpful because he's helping up the girl on the floor who's hurt her knee. Look at the last picture. What adjective could you use to describe this person? I would say this person might be a bit lazy. It looks like she's spending a lot of time sitting on a chair watching television instead of getting up and getting outside. So we can change some adjectives into nouns by adding a suffix. But what is a suffix? So a suffix is a group of letters that we can add to the end of words to change their meanings. Can you remember any suffixes that we have learnt, either when you've been doing your learning at home or when we've been doing our phonics work at school? So to change adjectives into nouns, we can add the suffix ness. So a noun ending in ness means a state of being. For example, tiredness, like the boy in the picture, is a state of being tired. So a sentence with that suffix in would be Tommy's tiredness was caused by his very late bedtime last night. Let's look at the spelling rules now for adding the ness suffix. Luckily, for most adjectives, we just need to add the ness suffix onto the end of the root word. So it's pretty simple. So sad becomes sadness and tired becomes tiredness. What we want you to do now is look at the words on the screen. We've got the words quiet, thoughtful, rude and bold. We want you to pause the video here and add the ness suffix onto these words and write down your answers. The first one has been done for you. So quiet would become quietness by adding the ness suffix onto the end of that root word. Pause the video here and have a go at the other three words. Did you have a go at writing the other three words down? Let's have a look now and see if you were correct. So the next word was thoughtful. If we add the ness suffix onto the end of thoughtful, it becomes thoughtfulness. The next word was rude. If we add the ness suffix, it would become rudeness. And the final word was bold. If we add the ness suffix onto the end of the word bold, it becomes boldness. Did you get those answers right? Well done if you did. However, there is one rule that we need to remember when we are adding the ness suffix onto the end of a root word. If an adjective ends in the letter Y, we usually change the Y to an I before we add the ness. So for example, the word happy ends in a Y. So we would need to change the Y to an I before we added the ness suffix to become happiness. Same with the word crazy. Crazy ends in a Y. So in order to add the ness suffix, we would need to change the Y on the end of crazy to an I and then add the ness suffix, making the word craziness. So think about the words that are on the screen now. We want you to pause the video and then we want you to have a go at writing down what these words would be if you were adding the ness suffix. Look at the end letter of all of these words, so you should be following the same rule for all of these. So the first word is happy, then we've got lonely, shiny and ready. So pause the video now and have a go at writing these words with the ness suffix on the end. Have you done that? Let's have a look and see if you were right. So the first word was happy. So if we were changing happy by adding the ness suffix, we would change the Y to an I before adding the ness. So happy would become happiness. Lonely would become loneliness. Shiny would become shininess. And ready would become readiness. Well done if you got those right. If not, just have a little bit of a think of what you need to do to those words in order to make them have the ness suffix on the end. So for your activity today, we want you to look at the adjectives and turn them into nouns by adding the ness suffix. Don't forget the rules that we have just learned. When you've done that, we then want you to choose the correct noun ending in ness to complete the sentence. There are 2 words to choose from. Think about the word that is going to make most sense in that sentence. After you've chosen your word, make sure you read the sentence back to check that the word you have chosen makes sense. We know you can do it. Good luck today.